Fourth act, the idiotology of fantasy futuring. Set is dark until Seth enters from street level upstairs. It's the following day. Lights gradually go up as Seth carries on with onstage business, firing up laptops, checking his iPod on an unusually regular basis as if expecting something, also going in and out of rooms and getting coffee started. One corner of the room has remained dark, and Seth moves to the light fixture to illuminate it. That is when the agent appears. He is seated and faced in Seth's direction. Excuse me, who are you?
Seth Johnson, right?
Again, who are you?
Just an agent.
Look, I don't know who you are, but you know my name and you've broken in and entered my property. You need to leave or I'm calling the cops. The agent stands, lays an ID on table, and then sits back down, placing feet on table.
No need. You'll just be calling my people, or one branch of them. There was no breaking and entering. I swear, I found your door already unlocked this morning when I entered.
Seth approaches it, keeping his distance. United States Homeland Security affiliate. Who or what is a U.S. Homeland Security affiliate?
Well, you see, I've got a job to do and it involves keeping you safe. My division has to investigate whether or not certain developments within your organization are just coincidental or perhaps some illegal spying has been going on.
What the hell are you talking about?
Please, have a seat.
No.
This may take a while. I have many questions and quite a few things to go over.
Seth perches himself on the corner of the table. What questions and what things do you have to go over?
Let's start with our little Miss Busy Bee.
Busy Bee? Who's that?
I'm talking about Miss Faith Humabay.
Oh, did she break the law?
Humabay, a foreign national, naturalized citizen from a West African nation, has been quite prominent in local politics, has she not? Has served on many boards, served on city council. In her little sideline, this hobby of hers, she creates vignettes regarding our foreign policies, and you find nothing out of place with this. Why is that? And before you answer, this shrewd player partners herself with vulnerable operatives that she can manipulate.
What on earth are you talking about?
Operatives who are unstable, like Dennis Capizio.
Where do you get off that? Dennis has had a history with bouts of depression. He's not mentally unstable, and even if he were, that's not something you investigate people for. Needing some mental health in your past is not against the law.
Let's talk about Notico.
What?
You have a spy among you with a government access.
You think Faith is a spy and Notico
is a government project?
That's crazy. Seth doesn't know what to make of the situation and really how to act at this moment.
And how about the secret international initiative in the Middle East? Seth, I don't think you understand that this is very concerning and your people are into it up to their eyeballs. You have anything to say, or are you just going to sit there and act dumb like you don't know what's going on? We both know better.
Look, I think there's just a mere coincidence. What we are, look, we're just a creative team that considers unbelievable scenarios and we act them out. Like the old trope we've heard about some traditional fixtures of the Jewish heritage who've always believed that Israel is the one home for those of Jewish heritage, while Palestinians have like family surrounding them as if all these countries that are supposed to be obligated to give them harbor. So we just played with an idea. Israel surrounded by our enemies, but what if somehow a deal came about that inspired all Palestinians to move out of Israel and the whole area, Gaza Strip, the West Bank? Will never happen, we know that. But we're about the what if. And that's what we did. We moved them out in our scenario, but Israel again became dismayed by being surrounded by the enemy.
Because of North Palestine, South Palestine, East Palestine, and West Palestine.
Due to lands donated
by Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon, and Saudi Arabia. We know, but it was not originally your initiative. I mean, that ideal didn't belong to you. You all stole it. You have a spy among you, Mr. Johnson. We know all about your skits and themes because it came from my people. Now you get where I'm coming from?
We haven't even launched the Middle East podcast, so how do you know about it? Oh, dumb question. You're a spy. And just for the record, it's Palestine West from Egypt, Palestinian Eastern Territory from Jordan, South Palestine from Saudi Arabia, and Northern New Palestine from Lebanon. I think, wait a minute, I know you.
You think so, Seth?
The agent stands up.
It's been a couple of years. Who are you calling?
While Seth slowly moves towards his desk with a cell phone. The city didn't do it, you did. Seth moves closer to the drawer, but the agent quickly displays a gun.
Looking for this, your Ruger 22?
Seth then backs up toward a light switch, hits the switch, goes dark. The sound of a gunshot is heard. Lights. Enter Josie, Dennis, Charles, Felicity, and Raymond from the usual side entrance into the basement.
Philippo Emergard was meant to be a source of philosophical inspiration. I don't think anyone meant for you to have this obsessive love affair you're having with concepts.
Are you kidding? It's brilliant. We can do an Asarim or two. I'm an Ashdana. I'm unique. Neither you nor Faith are Ashdana.
African slave heritage descendant of North America. That's wonderful. Good for you.
And how about 3 classes of Ashdana? Foundation class, those that remained in the South. Freedom class are the descendants of the freedmen. And Freedom class, the largest class, those that migrated from the South to the North.
Emergard didn't say that.
What are you trying to convince him?
No, that last part is mine.
I smell coffee.
Would be nice to have some, but I need to pick up Seth and to join Faith.
All but Raymond move about to get things set up.
You know, I'm gonna start calling you the Wind of Windsor.
How creative.
Where is Seth, by the way?
And John, maybe.
No, nobody here but us.
You're right. Raymond gets on his phone, starts to dial.
What's going on? We'll be downtown signing in a few hours. No answer. I don't like this.
He's been here. Dennis indicates to the coffee. But his car isn't out there.
I'm calling Faith.
As Raymond starts to dial again, his phone begins to ring.
I hope that's him.
You what? What? Okay. I'm keeping you on the line just in case. Is that him?
Seth has been arrested. All three, Charles, Felicity, and Josie, improv various forms of the line.
What?
What? Seth?
What's going on?
Huh?
Raymond exits to go upstairs. I knew it. I should never have listened to Seth. Now see, that guy was a stalker all along. A stalker?
You never told me about any stalker, babe.
He didn't want to make a big deal of it. Raymond enters from upstairs in a sense of urgency.
I just spoke to Faith. I'll meet her at county lockup and get this whole thing straightened out. What was upstairs? Seth's uncle's number. His real estate lawyer uncle. It was in an old desk.
Raymond exits. Seth wasn't sure if it was the underground, the government. Suddenly, Charles is laughing and rejoicing.
The government! They're jealous. I love it. The government.
Felicity crosses with a cup of coffee. We should open up some valves. There's nothing we can do. Get some work done, have some coffee. Coffee, babe?
Yes, get 3 cups.
No thanks. I'm good. Just get 2. I don't know why this thing doesn't open up.
You too?
Man, I've said it before. This is why you don't put everything on the cloud.
Mine is not on the cloud.
Let me take a look.
Dennis is crossing with 2 cups of coffee. What's going on?
We've been hacked.
Our files are gone. Wiped clean. What the hell?
Then Charles looks directly to Dennis.
Who was this guy after Seth?
Dennis. Lights go down for a long pause. As lights come up gradually, there are no performers on the scene. First, Seth enters. Raymond and Faith enter together, followed by Charles, Felicity, Josie, then Dennis. All seem to wander about in bewilderment, except Seth, who is center stage, pensive. I guess that message was loud and clear.
Why doesn't the government have better things to do than...
That was not... Look, everybody gather around, please. This isn't going to take long, I promise.
There's nothing here, Seth.
He's right, but what are we going to do?
I want to talk a little bit about that. What can you do when the government gets involved? That wasn't the government.
Like hell it wasn't.
No. Just some operatives wanting us to believe they're the government.
Before we left county, you mentioned a sawhorse and traffic cones when you arrived this morning.
That's right. Just to get me to park somewhere odd. and then remove all that stuff while I talk to their agent, just to have me looking conspicuous trying to retrieve my car. There was a warrant out for a different Seth Johnson. They simply manipulated that information to serve their own ends. This was nothing more than corporate espionage, improving the line, corporate espionage,
Corporate espionage.
what? Corporate espionage? Seth said that guy showed up at our door several times before.
Sounds like a lawsuit to me.
Perhaps. Why go through all that trouble? We have worked so hard.
You're damn right about that. Then someone comes along and dashes it to hell. Game on, man.
You got that right. It'll take a bit of expertise to retrieve our work, but I don't know what will be decided about the contract. We're just going to keep an open mind. But one thing is for certain. We are now up there playing with the fat cats. We've struck a nerve. We should all be mighty proud of that. Somebody among the major players is intimidated by us. Dennis improvs a brief variation of lines with Josie, Felicity, and Seth. Yeah, that's right.
You got that right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Who else has taken on topics like us? Who?
People, we the futurists will somehow prevail.
With a good lawyer.
Can I hear an amen?
Felicity and Josie, breaking the fourth wall by staying in character in an improv.
Hopefully, we started the conversation.
If not, let's get the conversation started. Felicity and Josie exit through the audience. Dennis, Charles, and Faith improv lines.
And be sure to listen.
Listening is just as important.
Can we listen to one another?
Dennis, Charles, and Faith exit to the wings. Raymond.
And people, there is plenty to discuss.
Raymond and Seth exit through the audience. Lights go down. The end of The Fantasy Futurist.